What is up?
What's up, bro?
Hey.
Whew. We made it. We made it past the All-Star break.
We made it, dude. Fuck. Long week, bro. Long week.
Hell yeah. That usually means trade season is now upon
I
us.
know, bro. Oh.
So
Mm.
so I have a question for you guys.
Yeah, what's up?
And it's pretty well documented on the show that Ty, you are Braves and a Rangers fan, and Tone, you are obviously Indians and Cardinals fan, right?
Right.
I want you boys to think of your perfect trade for each one of those teams. Not like MLB The Show, like forced trades. Like, what would they do? Perfect trade scenario this trade deadline right now.
Oh, I mean, the Braves would trade for Jock Peterson, so they're pretty much A+.
Okay, well, fuck off. That doesn't count.
Okay.
I don't know if I have specific players, but I mean the Cardinals need starting pitching. Real
I
bad.
want a player. That's
All right,
cop
Kyle
out.
Gibson. I mean he's been
Okay.
talked about. He's been, he's probably on the move. Should be on the move. Probably Ty,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
what I was
Go ahead
going
and
to
talk
say.
Go ahead and talk about the Braves trading for John Gray, because I know that's what you're going to say.
I think the Braves are going to trade for John Gray. Either that or Gibson as well. I think,
Sure.
one of those starting pitchers has to go to Atlanta, I think.
I would agree.
If they even want a chance at the division. But I think on the flip side of shits, I don't think there's anything the Rangers can do other than sell. So
Sure,
just
and that's fine. It could
toss
be
'em. I don't care about specifics. I don't care about the players, who comes in return, prospects, draft picks. Don't give a shit. Just sell everybody. Hang on to IKF. And after that, I
Low?
shrug. Trade
low.
him.
Keep
Don't
him,
care.
trade him.
Trade him.
Okay.
You got Sam Huff. He's finally healthy. You've got
Okay.
Jonah Heim behind the plate now. You got Sam Huff who can catch, but he's 6'5" and he's got a terrible knee already. Move him to first base. You've
All right.
also got Ronald Guzman, who's been just hanging out, waiting for another opportunity at first base. So, fuck it. Send them all. Ship the whole team. Let's get a whole new one out there in Texas. What do you say?
Tony Town Indians.
Indians need an outfielder. Give me a second on a name.
So I was gonna say Joey Gallo. We were just talking about shipping everybody out from Texas.
Gallo. Yeah. Oh, actually, okay. We'll go with Gallo. That would be freaking sweet, man. They've got let's see, Luplo, Naylor.
I barely know her.
Thank you. And
Shit, I missed
Rosario, Eddie Rosario are all on the IL. Two of the three are on the 60 days. So they already kind of needed some outfield help.
Right.
I mean, they got Franmil, but he's DH in these days. And so, yeah, we'll go.
I mean,
we'll
Joey
go Gallo.
Gallo's a good ad, but you can probably get old Starling Marte for cheap right now.
Ooh, that would be a good one. I think Starling Marte and Marlins just ended negotiation talks.
Yeah.
Negotiations,
yeah, they offered him a bullshit 3-year, $30 million, and he was like, "Catch y'all on the
Yeah,
flip.
no, bye.
Trade my
Right.
ass. See y'all later." What about you, Dan? You got something in mind?
I mean, it was starting pitching. I would really like to see. So I'm gonna not do Cardinals just because Tone did it. But I thought Jermaine Marquez to Toronto and Craig Kimbrell also to Toronto would be like my dream trades for like my not main team.
Sure.
Because I think both of them would fit out there incredibly well. Jermaine Marquez especially, and Kimbrell just because they need a bullpen.
Mm-hmm. That would put my hopes and dreams for the Boston Red Sox winning the division in a little bit of peril.
That would gear Toronto up for a hell of a run for the
agree.
rest of the year.
All right, shit turds. Well, it's episode 73. Let's go ahead and get into it, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're listening to the Upper Decker Podcast.
Welcome back. It's episode 73 of the Upper Decker Podcast. I'm your boy Ty,
I'm your boy Tone.
And I'm your boy Dan.
and the boys are back in town, baby. Was that a good drum roll?
That was
like
really
that.
good, man.
Thank you. I thought it was good too. I didn't even practice it. I just
As
whipped
the-
that shit out.
As the resident Upper Decker drummer, I approve.
Thank you.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
That's
I
true.
appreciate that. So we got a little bit of a week in review here. We're just going to kind of talk about what's going on this last week real quick, fly through some shit and get it over with and then get into the episode. So we streamed the Home Run Derby last week. That was fun. kind of illegal, kind of fun.
You know,
Still
frowned
can't-
upon.
But we made some friends.
We did make some friends. Still can't stream to Facebook right now, apparently. So I'm gonna have to look into that issue.
Whoops.
We also were lucky enough to be in attendance, attended by, I guess is how I would say it, Jessica Kleinschmidt and her friend Melissa Johns. They
Melissa
came out
Moans.
here to old St. Louis strictly to hang out with the boys and watch the All-Star
duh.
game. You know,
Why
That's
else would
the
you come to St.
only
Louis?
Only reason they were
reason-
here.
Only reason they were here. So that was a good time. I went on vacation. I had a blast. It was a great time. I went to Arizona. Nothing really happened because baseball wasn't going on, boys. To be honest,
That was a good time to go.
there were Diamondbacks Cubs games going on down there, and I said, not worth it. Don't want to spend the money. Both those teams trash. I'll go watch the Suns lose Game 5. So we went downtown and watched that happen. That was that. And now the big news, Dan. I want you to do this one. You do it, bro.
All right, boys. We've been talking about it for like 2 months now, but our new website is finally live. Finally. So upperdeckerpod.com is our new website. It's still, there's still work, obviously, that needs to be done. Old
Got me
Hazenfeld
feeling
over
like
there,
that.
still kissing dudes.
Got me feeling like
Um,
that.
But our shop is up. It's live. Our streams are all on the website as well, so you can go there to see our streams.
Mhm.
We're going to throw up some more merch ideas. We're going to throw up some blog posts, some talking points, some quick videos. But it is finally there. I'm so happy that it's finally done.
Hell yeah.
And I need all of y'all to go over to upperdeckerpod.com and check it out and tell me how terrible it looks.
Yeah, go check it out. Tell us what could be improved, what you would like to see on there. There's a store. Buy some shit. Got some dope shorts. If you get them before I do,
Mm.
in honor of our boy, Havenfield over here, maybe I'll kiss you. I don't know. I might.
Maybe.
Also want to talk about this, and then we're going in. So, first annual Upper Decker softball and cornhole tournament is located here in St. Louis. So, if you're not in St. Louis, come here, I guess.
I'm here.
Right.
Fly.
Yeah, we're having fun.
Saturday, August 28th. Slow pitch is a 10-team tournament. Hopefully, $250. Cornhole is $40 per team. Email us, upperdeckerpod2020@gmail.com. Email us to get in on that. We'll send you the registration. Or head over to the website. We have the Contact Us page. That'll end up sending to support@upperdeckerpod.com.
Because we got a big boy email address now.
Ooh, got a big one. So you can just head over there, enter that in, ask us whatever. We'll get in touch with you. So go do that, please. God, if you can get Miggy down here for the softball tournament, bro.
Down.
All right, 73, Ricardo Rincon. The name probably rings a little bit of a bell, right, boys?
Yeah,
For sure,
yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
So he spent nearly 11 years in the bigs, primarily as like a middle relief / setup reliever guy. He only accrued 21 career saves, and he never started a game, which I think is wild because you don't see that shit anymore. Nowadays, you've got starters bouncing back and forth to relievers starting, even guys like Mad Bum coming in and closing out World Series games and shit.
Right.
So Ricardo Rincon never started a game. He does have 109 holds in his career, though. So there's that. I kind of went through old StatHead a little bit and filtered some shit out. So I've got here the number of games started as a pitcher listed as 0. Games played were 565 or more because that's how many Ricardo Rincon played in his career, and
Okay.
less than or equal to 21 saves. Okay? So it's a weird little combo. It's literally just based off of him. But there's only 15 other people in history to do that.
Wow.
Wow.
so-
Okay.
Yeah, he's kind of in a little strange territory there. Darren O'Day is one of them. Y'all's boy Ray King was another one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Came over with Adam Wainwright in that trade from Atlanta.
that's true.
I was just a young pup when that happened.
Whatever. Dude.
You old ass. He was also, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. He was part of the last Pirates no-hitter back in '97 that was started by Francisco Cordova. Rincon threw a scoreless 10th, which was promptly walked off in the bottom of the 10th with a 3-run home run. So a 10-inning no-hitter. Ricardo Rincon was part of that. Good on you, sir. This is kind of weird. In January 2008, Ricardo Rincon signed with the Mets. So towards the end of his career, kind of trying to get a revival going here. He was then loaned to the Mexico City Red Devils for their 2008 season and then returned to AAA for the Mets in August of 2008. I've never heard of this before, so I had to do some digging to try and find out what even happened. So he intended on retiring if he didn't make the team in 2008. So the spring training was apparently like encouraging enough, but not enough for the Mets to sign him to a major league deal or have him make the team.
Okay.
So the Mets literally like finagled
Here you go.
shit. Yeah. So they left him on the 40-man, but they were like, here, go pitch for the Mexico City Red Devils. Play your season down there. Use that as your spring training. It's close to home. You can train. You can see your family. You can do all this. And when we need you, or if we need you, we'll call you up and you'll be here, whatever. So it was almost like an alternate site strictly for Ricardo Rincon.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wild.
It was crazy. He was also like the big get for Billy Bean in the Moneyball movie.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
honestly where I remember him most. So
Yep.
So Billy Bean tried to get Ricardo Rincon like all of that season just to fill y'all in. I know most people have fucking seen the movie, but they tried to get him. They wouldn't fall for it. Nobody would buy it, whatever. So the initial meeting about Ricardo Rincon was where Billy Bean and Peter Brand met in Cleveland. So that was Jonah Hill's character or whatever, because they're talking about Ricardo Rincon. Old boy looks over at Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill shakes his head, and then they move on. So that's how Peter Brand and Billy Bean basically met because of Ricardo Rincon. If you get what I'm putting down here, boys. So anywho's, Billy Bean finally convinced the A's ownership at the trade deadline that year to trade for Ricardo Rincon. And that was the one where he was like, fuck it, we don't have enough money. Take it out of my salary. Get him here. Let's do it. Let's get him on the team. Let's make this fucking work. So I think it was like $200,000 that they needed to cover that they took off of Billy Bean's salary and put in towards Ricardo Rincon.
Crazy.
That's kind of wild.
So that sealed the deal. A's got Rincon, and nothing came of it other than a movie.
Right.
So
Speaking of the movie, did you know Peter Brand isn't actually a real person?
No.
It was Paul DePodesta was who Peter Brand was based off of, and I think they took a couple other real life people and kind of rolled them into the Peter Brand character as well.
I fucking quit the show, dudes.
Taz is like, I'm out. I don't life as I know it doesn't make sense anymore.
You mean everything I see in movies isn't fucking real?
I'm sorry, bud, but Sauron was not destroyed by Frodo throwing the ring into Mount Doom. I'm sorry, bud.
Son of a bitch. All right, Tone. I need some Omar Garcia Parra in my life, bro.
Okay. I just wanted to say real quick, if you would have told me that Rincon pitched for the 06 world champion Cardinals, I would have said, huh?
It was like 9 games.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that either.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Anyways, how about some birthdays?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah, you guys like birthdays?
I love birthdays, bro.
Yeah, okay. How about Nomar Garcia Parra? He's
Super
48
love
this
that.
week. Yeah, dude. He was huge when I was first getting into baseball. It definitely was like a household name at the time. It's kind of a shame his career kind of fell apart the way it did.
Yeah.
But he still put together some really good years. From 1997, which was the year he won AL Rookie of the Year, to his last full year in Boston, which was 03. He during those 7 years, he collectively batted .325 with a .929 OPS in just over 900 games. Not bad OPS number for a guy that wasn't really known for his power. I mean, he had a little bit of pop, but
Sure.
and I think his trick was basically just don't strike out. During that same time frame, he had 267 walks to 376 strikeouts. He only struck out an average of 54 times a year.
Damn.
just a super consistent hitter. One example of that is his slash lines versus righties and lefties is almost identical. He batted .313 career versus righties, .312 against lefties.
Wow.
On base was .360 versus righties, .367 against lefties. And then
Hell
his slug was .519 and .525 respectively. So he was just consistent doing his thing no matter, who he was facing. So
He also had one of the absolute sickest, warm-up rituals of all time.
Yeah.
He came in and came up. He would flip his fucking glove, flip his hat, fucking play with his belt. Oh, God, it was just insane. I'm going to do it real quick. Sorry, boys, because I fucking pulled it up. I love it. Had to do it.
Did you say 03 was his last year with Boston too, by the way, Tone?
it was his last full year with Boston.
Okay, so we at least got a ring in 04 then, right?
I guess he played. I don't have it pulled up. He played part of 04, but before he was traded to Chicago.
Say, how
Just
shitty would it be to
so
go through all the
annoying.
struggles?
Look at that, man.
Just
Literally,
so annoying, bro. But
Yeah.
I loved it.
And then he had the real high,
the bat hold there,
the bat hold, right?
not
Mhm.
like Craig Counsell.
No. I guess it's not that high. Okay.
Look at, oh my God, the glove, the sweatband, the glove, the hips, the hat.
Like,
Oh.
it makes me nervous.
I know.
Right?
Unreal.
Wow. All right. Have you guys heard of this next guy?
Yo,
Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds.
Bone does the
Barry Bones, bro.
So,
That's a sick fucking porn name.
I do. That it is.
Old Barry Bones.
I do this birthday segment every week, and I track which birthdays I do, and I try to do no repeats. Even though it's a year later, I try to get some fresh names in there. Barry Bonds is one of the few players that I will absolutely 100% repeat every single year.
Mhm.
He is the GOAT in my opinion.
Mhm.
He is ready for it, 7-time MVP, 14-time All-Star.
It's pretty good.
He's got 8 Gold Gloves, 12-time Silver Slugger, a career WAR of 162.7.
Just a whole season, no biggie.
Right. He is MLB's all-time leader in home runs with 762, walks with 2,558, and intentional walks with 688. He has a career OPS of 1.051 career. If you would be willing to give him a .001 boost in his 2006 season when he had a 999 OPS, that would consist of an OPS of 1+ in 16 straight seasons.
Wow.
9 times he led the whole league. Just
wild.
dumb, man. He almost four-peated. Was that correct? Does that work?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
He almost four-peated the MVP award 2 separate times. He won 4 straight from 01 to 04, but then in the early 90s, he had a second place finish sandwiched between his other MVP awards.
Mm-hmm.
And that year he lost to Terry Pendleton in voting. But if you go back and look at the stats, he beat him in pretty much every offensive category. Not to mention WAR, he had 8.0 to Terry Pendleton's 6.1.
Wow.
So yeah, you could argue that he should have 8 MVP. Well, maybe even more than that, but he could have had 4 and then 4 again.
Terry fucking Pendleton, dude.
Terry Pendleton, man, what a bitch.
Hey, you put some respect in them former Cardinals names, all right?
All right, fair enough. And then last thing, he holds a single season record for on base percentage. He actually holds the top 2, 609 on base.
God.
That's not far below like major league average OPS.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Unreal, man. 609 on base is number 1 all time, and then 582 on base is number 2 all time. He has both of those. Single season record for offensive WAR with 12.4. 12.4 WAR is like the career WAR of like a decent player that stuck around for a while and contributed.
Like a Nick Punto, probably.
Right. Like
Right.
their whole career though, man. And he did it in one season just offensively. That's not even defensive WAR included.
And he was a Gold Glove outfielder too. So
Correct. Yeah, he had what 8 of them. I said. I mean, obviously, he's the single season home run leader with 73. Walks. He actually has the top 3 single season walk records. 232, 198, and 177 are all higher than I think Babe Ruth was right behind him.
Let's hold on. I feel like we're brushing over that.
232 walks.
232 walks in a single season.
Yes.
He averaged, and he didn't even play 162 games that year. He played 147. So he almost got walked twice a game every single game for that entire season.
Yeah.
That's the year that he was walked with the bases loaded twice, wasn't he?
I think so.
I believe so. I know it happened at least once. I mean, I believe you.
What year was this again?
04.
Yeah, 04 was his best year statistically.
So I don't know. I might be fucking jumping the gun or whatever here. I didn't look at your notes, Tone. I'm sorry.
You're okay.
I saw this thing a few years ago and it stuck with me. So I think it was his 2004 season where somebody went through and they said if Barry Bonds would have went to the plate without a bat all of 2004 season, but still had like the same results. So like all of his hits would have been outs. His walks or whatever all still counted as walks. All that shit. His OPS would still be over 1,000.
That's just stupid.
Unreal. He only had 135 hits, which for a guy that batted 362,
right?
That's not a lot of hits because he was just. I mean,
kept getting walked.
He had 100. He was intentionally walked a major league record 120 times.
Yeah.
So 120 times during that season, he came to the plate, and they were just like, "No, we don't want to have anything to do with this guy."
And so you said you got 135 hits. So 75 of those 135 were extra base hits.
Jesus Christ.
Like that is monumental season, like single season. And he did it basically 4 or 5 years in a row.
Right. Old big head Barry, dude. I love it.
Yeah. And the last little single season record he has is runs created with 230. So, and then those intentional walks, I told you he has the single season record with 120 in 2004. He actually holds 6 of the top 10 single season intentional walk records.
Jesus.
Yeah. So,
God, imagine being so scared of another player,
right,
that you literally can't pitch to him ever.
Right.
Yeah.
And you are literally willing to walk in a run than to pitch to this dude because you let him swing, he's going to drive in more than one.
Right.
Yeah.
Only other time it's ever been done, Josh Hamilton.
It's just ridiculous.
I agree.
Pretty crazy, boys. All right. Last birthday this week, and your Tony Tone's dope name of the day is Pee Wee Reese.
There we go.
How about a recognizable name for the dope name of the day? You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's normally these no-name guys that played in 7 games in 1893, but
Right.
And then died behind a medicine shop after getting shot in the stomach.
Right,
and stabbed 4 guys along the way.
Right.
We've had some crazy stories, boy. I'm gonna write a book. I know we talked about it once, but I'm going to write a book one day of just dope names and all the crazy stories that go.
Hell yeah.
Anyways, this guy wasn't too crazy, but he has an awesome name. Pee Wee Reese would be 103 this week. The Little Colonel, they called him.
Pretty tight.
He was a Hall of Famer, 10-time All-Star, and won 1 World Series. Although he never won an MVP, he finished in the top 10 8 different times.
Wow.
Nice.
Also appeared in 7 World Series. If you remember back to 30 seconds ago, I just said he only won 1. So not a great success right there in the big show. But I mean, they were there. I don't,
Right.
I don't know what else to say.
Is that what we're calling it now?
The
We're
Big
calling
Show?
it the Big Show.
I don't know. It just came out. So
I love it.
you like that?
Yeah, I love it, dude.
Okay.
I can't wait for the Big Show this October.
Yes.
Are
So
we?
sick.
You guys watched WWE growing up, right?
Growing
Yeah.
up for sure. Yeah.
The Big Show.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm just
Yeah.
making sure I'm not the only one
No.
appreciating
Yeah.
that. Okay.
So aside from his, great baseball skills, he was super well known for being a friend, teammate, and strong supporter of Jackie Robinson. The story kind of has it that when fans were heckling Jackie Robinson in Cincinnati before one of the games, Pee Wee ran over and put his arm around Jackie Robinson's shoulder, just kind of showing support. And it was kind of an infamous moment. It kind of shut the crowd up and kind of, I don't know, helped the healing process for baseball or whatever. Not the healing, just the integration process and all that. There's actually a statue of that scene outside MCU Park in Coney Island.
Maybe one day they'll all wear 42 because of you, Jackie.
There you go. He when he was coming up, he played for a team. It was a professional team called the Louisville Colonels. They were in the American Association.
We've talked about them plenty of times.
Yes. So at the time, they had no major league affiliate. But the owner of the Boston Red Sox actually purchased the whole team for $195,000, which then was a pretty decent chunk of change.
Sure.
I guess still it's a decent chunk of change, but you know what I mean? Supposedly, though, the reason he did it was solely to guarantee the rights to Pee Wee Reese.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, well, ideally, but again, that was the Red Sox, which he never played for. So what happened was the Red Sox had a player manager named Joe Cronin, and he was stubborn and didn't want to give up his shortstop position. So eventually the Red Sox organization sold Pee Wee to the Brooklyn Dodgers for like $35,000 and a few players to be named later.
That's insane. Imagine just being like, fuck, I love Pee Wee Reese so much. Can I have him? And they're like, no. And he goes, fuck it. Give me the team. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Fuck the rest of y'all. Take the lot. I got it. I'm taking Pee Wee. Y'all have fucking the rest of them. Whatever.
But then you got some stubborn ass, player manager. Like,
right.
I don't know.
That's
and then
Jake Cronenworth's grandpa before he knew how expensive he was.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Did that work? Did that joke work?
Yeah. Joe Cronin. I mean, Cronin worked. Yeah. Yeah. I like it.
Wow. Look at me go. I didn't think you guys would like that one.
No, I fully support that one.
I can live with it.
He did take 3 years off in the middle of his career to serve in the U.S. Navy. It was actually, he was on a boat on the way home from his tour when he heard that the Dodgers had signed a black player who was also a shortstop. So, I mean, initially, I don't know if he was completely on board, He probably felt a little threatened, having someone from the same position coming up. But he eventually was open to it, and they became good friends, and he was a big supporter. He actually declined when Jackie Robinson first came up. The team passed around a petition that would have removed Jackie Robinson from the team, and he refused to sign it, which was another big moment of his support. So
good man, Pee Wee. Good man.
He was a good dude. Faux show.
So I had to do some research while you were talking about him.
Yes.
Every single one of his World Series losses came at the hand of the Yankees.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was the 40s and 50s Yankees, man. That was a powerhouse team.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah. Literally every single one of them was the Yankees.
All right, boys.
You're welcome.
Those are your birthdays and your Tony Tone's dope name of the day.
I love it.
I love Nomar's face. It's like, look at this asshole on the donkey.
Or is he like, who did this to Todd again?
Yeah.
Is he standing up for Todd?
Guys, this is not funny.
He's like, fuck, this is like the 40th fucking time you guys have put the tail on Todd.
He's the Pee Wee Reese for Todd Frazier.
Jesus.
Yep.
Wild. Well, thank you, Mr. Tone. I super appreciate that, sir.
Man, yeah.
Let's go ahead real quick before we get into Wheelhouse, start talking about shit. I want to talk to you guys about this. Sign up to be a monthly contributor at anchor.fm/upperdeckerpod/support. You can do $1, $5, or $10. All of that goes right back into the podcast itself, whether it be equipment or events or whatever, bailing us out of jail when we do illegal live streamings. By the way, if the FBI is watching, we didn't mean to.
We didn't live stream the Home Run Derby last week.
I was playing Call of Duty. That's what that game was. Fucking out here just dropping bombs with my favorite character, Pete Alonso.
There you go.
You can also head over to PayPal at paypal.me. Shit, I edited that and didn't save it. PayPal.me/Upper Decker Pod to do a one-time donation. So that would also be super, super, super cool of y'all. If you could just send it over, it goes right back into the show, and it's great. We appreciate you guys, all of the rest of you that have supported us in the past and keep supporting us in the future. We appreciate all of y'all. All right, Wheelhouse, boys. Who's hot and who's not? We're going to start here with some who's hot. My boy Polar Bear done did it.
Petey.
Done did
Repeaty.
that thing. Repeaty Alonso.
Petey.
Repeaty the Meat Alonso.
Mm.
So he wins his home run derby the second year in a row, back to back. He's joining Griffey and Yoenis Cespedes, former teammate, as the only players to win back to back. Pretty tight.
Mm-hmm.
Petey Alonso probably going to win about 10 more of these suckers. He
Probably,
just
to
don't
be
quit.
honest.
He doesn't.
Especially with the $1 million purse out there. I mean, hell, he's making more money doing that for a night than he is for playing
Right.
for the Mets for a year.
Right, no shit. I loved his little post home run derby shit. Like, just looking just goofy, dude. Just looking so goofy. But you can tell he's having a hell of a time out there.
So much fun.
Spinning his chain, pumping his fucking
Oh,
arms.
yeah.
Oh, God, it was amazing. And he's like, I feel like I'm the best power hitter on earth. And I was like, bro,
No.
you fucking might be, my guy.
Right.
He hit 23 home runs in the final round to beat Trey Mancini, which sucks, but also
Yeah.
congrats, Repeaty the Meat. Love you. By the way, both of you still owe me $5 each.
Oh, yeah. I need to
I don't
Venmo
remember.
you.
So he hit 74 total home runs, 20 of which were 475 plus feet. Somebody out there did the math, and I'm glad that they did. He hit 6.3 miles worth of home runs in that derby.
Jesus.
Crazy. bro.
Jesus.
Crazy. In round 2, he was facing Juan Soto, Tone's boy, and he called a timeout with over a minute left, and he was only down by 1. So he just wanted to hype the crowd up. He just took a second, turned around, and was like, "Let's fucking go!" Oh man, he was fucking feeling it.
He just has so
Head
much damn
bopping.
fun. It's the best.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He was dancing to his
Just
music the whole
dancing.
time.
I think against Soto was when they fucking just kept pitching to him too. He hit like 3 more home runs too, and then they were just like, "Bro, you like don't have to anymore."
Right.
Yeah.
It's done.
You
It's
beat
over. You already beat
Did
him.
you see the spread of the chart of where his pitching coach was pitching
Yeah.
him?
Oh, my God. They were
Every single ball was right down the middle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was insane.
beautiful.
Yeah, give
Junis.
Junis, I
Jonas?
think. Yeah, whatever his name was. Yeah, give that boy Cy Young for the year. I mean, I know that his
Yeah.
stats, like his ERA is like infinite, but like, let's check out
That's
this that accuracy rating. Like,
Right.
no walks. He didn't
Right.
even strike PD out actually either. So never mind. No Cy Young for that fucking scrub.
Let's give him a portion of that $1 million and we'll be good.
There you go. Dan, what do we got next?
Your favorite pitcher in the whole wide world, Lance Lynn, signed a 2-year extension with the White Sox. So that was pretty cool. 2 years, 38 mil, and I think it's 18.5 and then 100,000 signing or 18 and $1 million signing, something along those lines. But
Whatever it is too much.
But yeah, that's I guess his little whatever altercation, skirmish, whatever you want to call it, with old LaRussa
Mhm.
was water under the bridge, or maybe he just doesn't think LaRussa is going to be there for the course of those 2 years. I don't know.
That's kind of my
but
guess, but
He
Right.
he was interviewed, like his interview. I love Lance Lynn. He just doesn't give a shit when he's talking. He's just so natural. And they were talking about signing the extension. He's like, well, I knew I wanted to be here, so why go to free agency? It's like, that's 100% fair. I totally get it.
Yeah. I mean, whatever you want to do, Mr. Lance Lynn, you fastball throwing son of a bitch.
Yeah,
Uh,
he does do that.
Lastly, here we got the Philadelphia Phillies. They are 10-4 in their last 14. They are surging, my guys. They've played San Diego, Chicago, Boston, and Miami in all of those games. They've got an 85-69 run differential, so they're not winning by
Nice.
a lot. Nice, yes, nice. They're not winning by a lot, but they're winning. And with the Phillies, and we know how bad the bullpen can be, they're
Mhm.
winning games and they're winning close games, which
Yeah.
means, kind of keep an eye out on these boys. They did move
Yeah.
up to second place in the division. They're 2 games behind the Mets and 2 games ahead of the third place Braves. So they're
I wonder-
they're making a push, and we'll see, man. We'll see.
We've been saying
I
it from the get go, man. It's anybody's game in that division,
that-
man. Like it's wide open. Even Miami is not that far removed. You know what I mean?
No.
Right.
Like
No, and their pitching could carry them too. Like they have a good young pitching core now, and then I think their
Mhm.
top 3 prospects are all tier 1 grade right-handed pitchers. So they're going to be pitching their ass off in that division for a minute.
Yeah.
the Marlins are in 5th place. Just for kind of comparison here, the Marlins are in 5th place, and they're roughly about the same amount of games back as the Indians are from the White Sox in 2nd place.
Wow.
Jesus.
You know what I mean? Like,
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
yeah. So I mean, it's close. So
Mm-hmm. Yep. We'll have to see how that shit rolls out there in the East, and I guess the NL Central too, because both of those divisions are tight.
Yes.
Kind of with that being said, is there a team you want to see like do really well in the second half and make a push for the playoffs? Like it could be a dog shit team, it could be a team that's on the bubble that you just want to see. Whatever. I mean, aside from the Cardinals, we all know that you guys want the Cardinals to make it.
Sure.
Another team. Is there anybody out there that you're like, yo, let's see these fucking boys go?
Yeah, for sure. I actually, so I mentioned Toronto earlier, right? Like
Mhm.
I do want that to happen, but I also like if you look at the AL West, and you look at the wild card spots for the American League,
Mhm.
it's not impossible for Seattle to make a push and finally make the playoffs.
Seattle and
Like-
Toronto are tied in the wild card race, right behind.
That's-
They're 2.5 behind Oakland. So
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like they're right there. Like I don't think they're gonna obviously like sell off future pieces to make the playoffs right now.
no,
But man, if they could just flip a piece or two and get better at the same time, and then bring some of those young guys up and let them carry them to a playoff spot, like
Right.
was it been 2001? I think was the last playoff appearance for the
Something like
Mariners.
that.
So like, come on, man,
Yeah.
let's get them in the playoffs. And you know what? I don't even care. You can get swept out of the wild card round. I don't even care. Just get into the playoffs. I just want to see it. It's good for baseball when new teams make the playoffs.
Agreed.
yeah.
Tony, you got anybody?
I've kind of pledged my support to both Toronto and Cleveland at times, and I would love to see both of them make a push and get in a wild card spot there in the AL.
Mhm.
I know I was definitely wrong about how good the Nationals were going to be this year, but I'd still love to see them sneak into the playoffs, even if they just get massacred by the Giants or Dodgers or something in round 1. But
Right.
Right.
yeah, so I don't know. I'll say the Nationals.
Cool.
Okay.
I think the Phillies are my team that I would like to see in. Like with the Mets
Interesting.
being kind of as hurt as they are, lingering here, lingering there with all of their big name guys. And
Right.
then Braves, you got Acuna going down. Like I want a solid fucking team. If none of those two are going to make it in to the playoffs, then of course I want to see the Phillies. I want to see Bryce go out there and crush it. JT go out there and crush it. Reese
sure.
Hoskins, I love that entire team. McCutcheon's still out there just
Yeah.
banging them away.
Uncle
dude.
Larry.
Uncle Larry.
Yeah.
I love everything about the Phillies, and it's nice to see like Zach Wheeler performing very well for a whole season. Fucking knock on wood. And then you got
Right.
Aaron Nola coming back from the IL here soon. I
That's right.
like it, but they're gonna have to make moves, and they're gonna have to bolster that bullpen.
Right.
So do that now. Why not? You're right there. You've made this huge surge over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Fucking get somebody. Go get.
I wouldn't
Kimbrel.
wait till
He's
the
there.
31st either. I mean,
Hell
these next
no.
10 games or whatever count just as much. So
Kimbrel's
I
there,
wouldn't-
and Kimbrel's having a great season. Go get him. You've
So
still got
I'm-
him for a couple more, I think, after this. So
I'm wondering if so I think it's this year and next, and then there might be an option for the following year.
sure.
But I'm wondering if maybe like a Kendall Graveman. So we talked about Seattle. You
Yeah.
know, maybe there's an option there. Or even if you don't go after Kimbrel, you can get Ryan Tepera, who has had a phenomenal year in Chicago as well. So he'd be a little bit cheaper, and he'd be another option to close games for you. But either way,
Tepera's kind of an MVP caliber type sometimes. So.
well, it depends on who you ask.
Right. You could also get a guy like Ian Kennedy from the Rangers. He went over there and he's been closing games out for them and crushing it. So
Right.
why the hell not, dude? Go get you just 1 or 2 more pieces from the bullpen. But
Right.
I say that as I know that the Braves also need bullpen help. So
Right.
don't take from the Braves, but if they're not going to do anything, then y'all do it.
There it is.
All righty. Moving on to who's not. Tone, I haven't let you talk a lot. Why don't you talk a little bit, buddy?
Thanks, buddy. So the Mets, they had a little blunder. Taiwan Walker
brutal, bro.
specifically, man. It was
was
bad. A swinging bunt down the third baseline. Taiwan Walker thought it had stayed foul, and instead of picking it up, he just knocked it away. Ump disagreed. Ump called fair right away, and 3 runs scored on the play.
Dude.
Not good.
I don't know. Did you watch the video?
Mm-hmm.
Of
Yeah.
So at first I thought it hit the batter's leg. Like I thought for sure it hit his leg.
Like
And
coming out of
then-
the box.
Yeah, like as soon as he swung, because it bounced like right in front of it, and then I guess just happened to go right over his shin. But I could have swore it actually hit him. But yeah, dude, it was like why? Why would you just hit it? Why not just grab it?
Right.
Well, looking at it, it almost looks like he didn't mean to like legit like bat it away. He kind of like meant to like, either push
Swipe
it a
it.
little bit or scoop it, and it just flew out the tip of his glove.
Yeah.
And then he just turned around and immediately started arguing. But like the second you see the umpire call this shit fair, somebody's
Right.
got to do something. How are you letting somebody
just stood
score
there.
from first base?
Yeah.
Right.
Like that doesn't make any fucking sense. They just stood there and watched it. Like you're gonna argue all you want once the play's done, but make sure the play's done. Make sure that ball is dead before you fucking turn around and start running your mouth. It's crazy,
Right.
Right.
but super fucking ugly for real. The most
brutal.
ugly. We've only seen uglier from like I don't know what's his fucking name, Will Crow, just some guy who played first base for the Pirates. That was a terrible fucking play, but that
Yeah, he's in Korea now.
yeah, I know. And I don't know. This might top that, to be honest.
It's pretty close. It's pretty close.
It's super close.
You know what else is ugly? The Yankees needing outfield help, right?
Mhm.
They
Yep.
went and swung a trade with the Diamondbacks to get Tim Locastro,
Yeah, bro.
and he played 9 games,
Yeah,
and
bro.
and then he tore his ACL, and I was out for the rest of the year.
What?
Like,
Fuck.
dude, like I know there's being cursed, and then there's being Yankees cursed as far as trying to avoid injuries the last
Right.
couple of years. And holy shit. Like I don't even know. Do you even try to trade for another outfielder at this point if you're the Yankees? Just like, nah, fuck it. Let's pull a whatever it was, 2013, 2014, where we just kind of like half sold and then we were competitive again the next year.
Right. Yeah. Me and Tone kind of talk about like that half in, half out shit, but at this point, your team is still very fucking good.
Sure.
So what do you? Yeah, I mean, you can pop off,
But
a
they can't
couple
stay
little-
healthy.
Right. Yeah. I don't understand at all, man.
Do you even know who any of their starting pitchers are that are healthy currently after Garrett Cole? Like, I don't even know that I do. Jordan Montgomery might still be one.
More than Montgomery.
Jordan Montgomery. Oh, Jameson Tyone.
yeah.
Domingo Herman. Yeah, I guess those make sense. And then Nestor Cortez was. In
Oh,
there
yeah,
before he
Mr.
got COVID,
Mustachio.
so, yeah.
Oh, the mustached man of mystery and menagerie. What does that mean?
I think that's
I don't-
menagerie is like an animal housing or something like that.
Perfect.
So- or like a collection of
Makes sense.
animals.
Sick.
I could see that. Actually.
So speaking of little Nestor Cortez, not anything crazy, but like, did you see him pitching to Otani? I think it was like one of the games right before the All-Star break. Anybody?
This sounds familiar, but I don't.
Yeah, it
remember
does
what
sound
happened.
familiar.
So he pitched to Otani, and he would
Oh,
fucking like quick pitch him, and
Yeah.
then the very next pitch he would like get to his windup and lift
Delay.
his leg, and he'd like pump it like 6 times.
yeah, it was like
and then
more
throw-
dramatic than what's his face in San
Johnny
Fran.
Cueto.
Cueto.
Yeah,
It was.
I mean, he was literally doing
ridiculous, dude.
everything he could to get Shohei off balance.
I was rolling, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
he still had a dinger off him too, didn't he?
yeah,
Yeah, I can't tell. I think so.
yeah, I think he did. Man, that was funny.
There was. I've got one last question real quick. So I know we kind of talked about it. Is there a player that the Yankees should go get? We need to just think of one. Or should they just call it? What do you think, boys?
I I don't know. It's like you're the Yankees. I
Right.
can't.
I don't know.
I don't want to tell them to call it, but
because like they need outfield, right? So Starling Marte, Joey Gallo, those are guys that are out there, but they need rotation. So then you're talking about, I don't know, do you get Joey Gallo and Kyle Gibson in one trade from Texas? I don't get it. I don't know.
Right.
yeah, you could
There's
try
so
to do
many
like
pieces.
a reclamation project with like Jorge Soler or something like that. He's been awful this year, so it's not an immediate upgrade, but it could. I don't know. It has a high ceiling, I guess, but
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe just kind of ship a couple pieces that you're high on right now and get what you can in return and move on. I don't know.
Right.
Because surprisingly, like, Rougned Odor hasn't done bad with the Yankees.
Yeah.
Fucking flip him into a contender, get, a prospect or two, like an outfield prospect, and fucking
Yeah.
start over in 2022.
yeah, there's going to be plenty of free agents this year, and the Yankees are willing to spend. So
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say, or fucking do that. Right, just buy one next year. Fuck it. Let's move on here real quick to the Royals. This will end our who's not. Boys, it's getting ugly out there in KC. We've kind of all three talked about it all year. Royals could be a surprisingly good team. We liked what we saw. They were doing great for a long time, and here we are, halfway through July. Last place Orioles. Since June 22nd, they've gone a meager 5-17. This includes a 9-game skid against Yankees, against Texas, and Boston, and they've lost 6 of their last 7. So their run differential in those 22 games is 81-142.
Oh,
yeah.
that's bad.
Yeah, they are not putting up many crooked numbers nowadays, boys. It kind of goes into what Tone was talking about, like, Soler's having a down year, Dozier's having a down year. Even Merrifield's probably having an okay season, but you don't hear anything about him right now.
Right.
Salvi's going off, which is great.
Carlos Santana isn't doing his thing.
Right. You've got Michael Taylor manning center field still. Meanwhile, you've got guys like Bobby Witt Jr. just wasting away in the fucking minors. Just call him up. So I don't know. Royals just need to get to September, get those prospects up, and get them some action. That's all I can say.
yeah, for sure.
I always like some action.
God,
That's what they say about you.
it's pretty
true.
fucking gross of you.
Speaking of gross, we got a few injuries.
Yikes, dude. Gonna rattle through them, and I'm going to ask you guys a couple questions at the end.
Okay.
So we've got Lindor went down, oblique strain, hit the 10-day IL. They said it should be fine. He should be back. No big deal. 10 days minimum. Just kind of resting him up a little bit. DeGrom, however, forearm tightness. He will not throw until that forearm tightness subsides. Forearm's pretty scary when it comes to talking about pitchers, especially when it's been lingering like Mr. DeGrom's has all season.
Right.
Steven Strasburg was making a rehab stint, and he had a setback there. So now there's no timetable for him to return again this year.
I feel like it just seems like he's never going to play baseball again.
He is the best hurt pitcher of all time.
Oh, it's unreal.
Right. Wins World Series MVP and then just cashes out, and then that's it. I'm done.
Yep.
I got my 100+ million, and I don't need to play anymore.
Yeah, insane. And then we've got Jazz Chisholm and Garrett Cooper. They both go down in the same game, which is obviously not good for the Marlins.
Right.
They're both set to receive MRIs. Don Mattingly said either way, it doesn't look great for either of them. Chisholm is expected to hit the IL. Garrett Cooper, they're unsure about, but I mean, whatever. Put him on the IL. Who cares?
Right.
It just sucks because, especially like Jazz. Jazz is so much fucking fun to watch. But I
Right.
think this will be his third potential stint on the IL this season, which you hate to see.
Right. I just found out today that he was in the Zach Gallen trade that sent Gallen over to Arizona.
Oh, really?
That was part of the return for Gallen. Just a little fun fact for you guys,
Old
because
Jazz.
we love Chisholm and we love Gallen on the show.
Look at that.
Kind of cool.
All right, so we're gonna get back to DeGrom a little bit here, boys. So mainly the question that I have to ask about it is, what the fuck are we doing? Are the Mets just Metsing this up as they usually do with their fucking injuries, or is there something else that they should be doing that you guys think they should do? Like, obviously, we're not fucking professionals, but are they coddling DeGrom and like not letting him pitch because he's got some type of little lingering thing, or do you think it's DeGrom being like, nah, bro, like, ain't risking it? What do you fucking do here? That's the best pitcher in baseball. What do you do?
I think it's the opposite, where the Mets are just like, no, you're good. You're good. You can totally go out there and pitch some more. And they're trying to milk it, and they might be pushing him past where he should be being pushed.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm Jacob deGrom, like, I'm going to hire like my own doctor and be like, yo, do an MRI and tell me what you think. And don't even tell it to the team. Like, tell it to me, and then I'll relay it if we need to.
Yeah.
I don't know what you do. I mean, the way they've been using them all season, it's almost like the starter equivalent of like a bullpen pitcher or something. I don't know. Like, it's just very odd usage. But if you just look at totals, I mean, you can look and be like, all right, well, it's been weird as shit, but they've gotten 92 innings out of him, and he's got an ERA of 1.08. So, I mean, they've gotten productivity out of him when they needed it, regardless of how they go about it. But he's not going to reach that, 200 inning threshold like he, was for a few years there. So I don't know. I don't know, like, if you just shut him down and be like, all right, it's hard when you're in first place, especially in that division. We talked about how weird that division is too. Like,
and with this caliber of a fucking
I'll be
pitcher.
honest, I don't know what to do if I'm like Mets GM right now. Like, I think you just kind of like just see what happens over the next couple weeks and let everything work itself out. And if your team's winning, then you just, I don't know, run DeGrom into the ground and make some moves for some other pieces or whatever. But if things start looking bad, I don't know, shut him down. I mean, it's also scary because he's 33 already. I forget that because I still think of him as like a young pitcher, and he's not.
Right.
So.
Right. And also, it doesn't help that the uncertainty of Cookie Carrasco and Noah Syndergaard are throwing into that mix as well too. Because, technically they should be back in like August, September, but will they? We don't know. They've both got injury histories as well. So if for sure you can get either one or both of them back, like for sure in August, you probably shut DeGrom down until he's 100% healthy, or at least 95% healthy.
Yeah. You've also got David Peterson on the IL, so you're pretty much just rolling with Marcus Stroman and Taijuan Walker right now.
Right.
And a good bullpen, but
you got that Tyler McGill guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Just pitched yesterday. Well. He did really good. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so shitty to see. Like, we talked about it even like last week with the All-Star game. DeGrom should have started that fucking game, but of course couldn't because he was hurt and he wanted to stay home and rest up and shit. That's fine, but also, why are we coming back from the All-Star break and we're just now hearing like, oh, you've got forearm tightness? We're dealing with this injury now once the season's back in play. Like, just fucking handle this. Like, do something about it. Don't be half in, half out with this shit. It's the best pitcher in baseball right now. He's obviously the best pitcher on your fucking team, if that's the case.
Yeah,
You're in first place. You should have shut him down a little bit ago while you guys had like a bigger gap between first and second place, and the second place team wasn't so surging fucking hot. Then you could just shut him down.
Start against Atlanta.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I know that he's, kind of been spot starty here and there throughout the season anyways, where he's missed a start and he's only thrown 4 innings in this one, and then he threw 8 innings here, and then he missed this one. It's all over the place, and it's just shitty to see because now if he does finish out the season and he does well, they're going to be like, oh, well, I know that he had a 1 point whatever ERA that season, but he also only threw 130 innings. Bob Gibson threw fucking 370 that one year and had blah, 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 blah. It's going to take away from the greatness that we could have had, and that's just me being selfish, I guess, but do something.
It's true.
Yeah, just do something with him. Stop going back and forth. I think it's more or less the Mets. I think that they're afraid to hurt him, and I think they're like, bro, take the day off, take the next couple days off, do whatever. We can't risk losing you, but you're also not doing anything to fucking like get that any better, apparently. If he's been dealing with the same
Yeah.
shit all season, maybe you need an extended period where he's out and he just needs to fucking cool it. You still have to
Right.
take care of the guy as a human. You can't keep using him. I don't know. It's wild. I don't get it.
Fun fact: Tyler McGill is a entire foot taller than Marcus Stroman.
Oh, wow. Shit.
What did you do when you're 5'2"?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I love Marcus Stroman.
I did too. All right, I got two real quick things here we're going to talk about. So, Dan, you threw in a couple little trades, and it looks as though Atlanta's the only one really doing anything. So that's pretty neat.
For right now, yeah.
I know. Here in the coming 10-ish days,
Mhm.
I hope it
It's gonna
gets
start
fucking
blowing up.
wild, boys. So Atlanta added an outfield replacement for Acuna. They went out and got Jock, which your boy digs that a lot. Jock hit a dinger in his first game with the Braves and was fucking all about it, fucking around the bases and shit. My fucking guy. They also picked up Stephen Vogt from Arizona, which I forgot this man was still around and playing
Yeah.
baseball.
Right. I did too until he was traded.
Right. So they picked him up. I guess it's a good ad. It's a nice little, veteran piece behind the plate because we've got Darno out for a while, and then we were kind of running there with fucking
Tyler Flowers.
no, Tyler Flowers retired. Wilson
Oh.
Contreras,
William
Contreras,
Williams. Yeah.
and then they got another one. I forget who the fuck it is. But then they also had Jonathan Lucroy signed to a minor league deal, so they had to drop him to add Vogt this weekend. So you're running with 4 or 5 fucking catchers. What are we doing?
I would
So-
probably trade for a catcher too if I had Lucroy in my minor league system.
Bro,
so that's
I
fair.
love Lucroy. I know that he ain't shit anymore, but I loved me some Lucroy.
He was
Kevin's-
hot for a minute, man.
Mhm.
For 2 years, and then just fell off the face of the planet.
Yeah,
Kevin Smith was the name you were thinking of, by the way.
thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that. Hopefully, this time next week we got a lot more trades to talk about. Sure as shit, the following week we'll have plenty. So
Yeah.
Fact.
we'll get more into those. Just our last little cool segment here. Drew Robinson retires from professional baseball. Generally
Love it.
not cool per se, because we wanted to see him, continue to pursue this dream and this
Sure.
comeback story. Obviously, we fucking love the guy here. It's impossible not to love Drew Robinson.
Right.
But what's super fucking cool about it is the Giants, the major league team, they've offered him a full-time position as a mental health advocate for the team.
I
So
love that.
he's going to go in and deal with the players one-on-one, as a group, whatever, and help deal with these guys going through all of this shit.
That's
Because
so cool.
yeah, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you obviously know, at this point, it's a problem. How many people throughout the years have just fucking subsided to their feelings and put it to the side and then
Mm-hmm.
never had a fucking career out of it because they couldn't deal with the anxiety or depression or whatever.
Right.
So the fact that, the Giants are actually taking Drew's experience, learning from it, and applying it to the future of baseball is fucking great. And that's why I put it under cool stuff. I wanted to see him keep
It
playing,
is
as
very
all
cool.
3 of us did, probably.
Yep.
But the fact that they're actually doing something to help this issue is amazing. And they couldn't have chose a fucking better dude to do it, obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
The face of, depression in baseball or whatever,
Yeah.
crazy.
Mental health awareness, basically. Yeah.
Right.
It's one thing to root for Drew Robinson and support him and say how cool his story was and how meaningful it is, but then if you don't go beyond that, then what are you doing? And the
Right.
Giants are going beyond that, and they're saying okay, we're gonna not just praise him for that story, we're gonna use that to actually make a difference in other people's lives, which is
Yeah.
super cool. So
Yeah, I love it. What is it? April, May, June, July. So it's been 15 months
that's
since
insane.
Drew attempted what he attempted.
Sure.
And he's made a full comeback, played minor league games, hit home runs, made diving plays.
Without
and
an
now
eye.
Without an
Right.
eye, and has now been hired by a major league team to help be a mental health coach. 15 fucking months. Good on you, Drew Robbie.
Yeah,
Good on you,
absolutely.
sir. Old Petey, my boy. Now, let's close it out here, boys. We've got our boys for the upcoming week. We're going to talk a little bit about last week. We we did it a little different because we didn't have games, so we just had the home run derby
Right.
and all the All-Star game stuffs. So last week we talked about the derby, and here we
Yes.
go. So
All right. This is my bracket that I predicted, and it was not good. I only correctly predicted one of the 4 first-round matchups,
yep.
All right.
and absolutely nothing beyond that. So I'm gonna put myself in 3rd place here, even though we're not doing actual points this week.
Sure.
Ty, you were a little more successful. Kind of. You still only picked 1 out of 4, but you had Alonzo going a little bit further than I did.
Yeah. I should have just gone Alonzo winning.
Right?
Fuck.
You
I thought about it so
Indeed,
many
you
times.
should have.
I know.
And someone
Thank you
did,
for
and
not.
that was Dan. Also, only 1 of 4, but he had him going all the freaking way. So
I picked the rest of the way, right? So
for reference, this was the actual results of the 21 home run derby. So Trey Mancini went way further than we thought.
Just
I
a
think
happy little fucking fella, dude.
he's so freaking
Right?
happy all the time. I love it. Story beating Gallo in the first round was like,
oh, it was so close.
Oh.
Yeah.
Literally the last second.
Well,
Literally.
the right side of the bracket there, both first rounds were determined by 1 home run.
yeah,
Right.
So
yeah.
it's not like either one of them were really slouches. I mean, I think it was Mancini and Olsen was like 20-19 or 24-23, and Story and Gallo was the opposite. It was either 20-19 or 24.
Yeah, it was like 21 to 22.
Right.
Yeah, it was crazy, and it was literally the last second. If Joey Gallo had 1 more second, they'd have been tied and went to a swing off.
Right.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about this though, real quick, because I did bring it up before the Derby. I said, "Hey, fuck the bracket system. Top 4 moves on," because
Yeah,
fucking Salvador Perez, my fucking dark horse, I was like, yo, this guy might be able to fucking do it. The human
Right.
thumb, Salvador Perez. Boy came out and hit 28 in the first round and only lost because he was playing against Repeat the Meat, dude.
right.
So he would have beat every other player's first round score
Yeah.
except for Pete's.
Yeah.
So why, like,
It's insane.
You know, it's like there's no fun in that. Like, I would much rather just have the top 4 and then they can face off for the finals from there.
Right.
Yeah, I'm totally good with that. Or even you can even still have it go the top 2 go to the finals. You know, like,
Nah,
there's
that's too long or too short. I mean,
Nah, no, you got me hooked on it. Now I just want top 4, then top 2, and then top 1, and that's the winner.
okay, fuck it, whatever. Let's do it. I don't give a shit.
They do it in the Olympics. It can work here too.
That's true.
Also, we predicted the MVP of the All-Star game, which was no, you know what? I'm not going to say it was a crapshoot. It was a very thoughtful, intellectual process.
You put a lot of work into figuring out who was going to do it, and bro, you did it.
You did it. You
I
did.
called Vladdy Jr. winning
Youngest?
the old, youngest All-Star game MVP, right?
Ever. Yeah.
Look at him.
It was beautiful. What a good day. And it was only
Yeah.
because you hit a home run. I mean, it was a fucking massive.
It
Crushed a
crazy
home run.
It was
man.
the bomb. Yeah,
Did
absolutely.
you guys see the video of Tatis mic'd up when he hit that?
No.
No.
Tatis was in the field, obviously, and
Oh yeah, he just like dropped.
they were asking him questions or whatever, and Corbin fucking Burns was pitching out of everybody.
Yeah, he was having a rough time out there.
Yeah, he did. So he threw it, obviously. Fucking Guerrero just crushes it, pimps it, turns around, walks, whatever. Tatis just goes, ooh, yep, okay, yep. No, what did you guys ask? And got back into the interview or whatever, but like, you could tell right off the bat, obviously that thing was a fucking missile. That was gone.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was beautiful.
All right.
With that being said, we are going to move into this upcoming week's Our Boys. We did spin the wheel while we were off. We figured out who was doing what. I was the winner of the most recent actual Our Boys. So
Right.
I got stuck with, based on the wheel, the West Division. Not
Stuck with
too
the
Yeah,
shabby,
stuck
boys.
with the West.
Not too shabby. Tone, you were in last place. You ended up spinning for East. And Dan, you split the middle. You're going Central, my dude.
It's rough. We picked a lot more Central people this year than I thought we did, Because we'd
Yeah.
already picked Chris Bryant. We already picked Nolan Arenado. Winker and Castellanos were already taken. I was like, fuck.
Woof, boys, woof. All right.
Sucks to suck.
So our 3 boys we've got. Are you ready? This is insane. I can already
Yeah.
see it, and I love it so much.
You like it?
So much. So much. I love it.
Little workaholics there.
Bro, I can't love this anymore than I do
I'm
right
really
now.
proud of it, to be honest.
That's so good.
I dig it.
So Dan, not Dan, Tone, you've got your boy, right?
My MVP, my All-Star Game MVP, who's already been crushing since the All-Star break.
Yeah, he hit 2 of them yesterday off the Rangers, I think, right?
Yeah, so that's
Sure
my
did.
boy this week. Dan has
I went with Nelly Cruz.
I tell you
Hopefully
what,
he's-
boys, that was a beautiful transition there.
I like it. I think it went pretty well. I went old Nelly Cruz. Hopefully he's in the Central for this entire week and doesn't get traded at some point in time. If he does, I'm still counting his stats, but only if they're good.
Yes.
If not, then I don't want him. But that's all right. I'll take him. I think he's going to do well. He's been crushing this year, so should be good.
And I, of course, took the last remaining beautiful face out there. Fernando Tatis Jr. So he's got 3 against Atlanta, and then they've got 4 against Miami, all on the road. Tonight's game in Atlanta is postponed. We'll have a doubleheader on Wednesday. So
Okay.
I was a little nervous there for a second. That's why I had to pop the old phone out so I could see if I needed to change my mind last minute and make Tone change his graphic for us. But I'm going to stick with it. Fernando Tatis Jr. will be my boy for the week. Now, with that being said, now that we're on live air, we're going to spin the wheel for the following week, correct?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Going to determine who does what. How do we do this? Who gets what and how?
So let's do third place. Let's just do the position. Let's do third place. We'll get whatever you
Okay.
spend first. Second place, first place.
Sick. So third place, whoever comes in third place this week.
Wait, but we won't know until we can't do that. So we won't know until Monday. I guess it's fine.
The third place person gets the Central. That's how I'm going to do it. I'll write it down. We'll figure
Oh,
it
they're
out.
already in third place and they have to pick the Central next week? That sucks.
Yeah, sucks to suck. You know what? Fuck it. Nah, we're going to do it later. Fuck all that. All right. So
We're gonna figure this out again for you guys, and we'll
there's
let you know who our boys are.
too many variables to this fucking scenarios. All right, boys. I'm fucking done talking. Are you guys done fucking talking?
I'm done.
That's fine.
I am done fucking talking. I tell you what. All right. Let's talk about where you can listen to us and find us and talk to us. We are over on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all of it. We're not using all of them, primarily Twitter and Facebook. Head over there, talk to us there. All of them at Upper Decker Pod. We're working out scenarios with the rest of them, trying to get things to work and grow there and get more branding and more content out. So go ahead, get in while the getting's good. Nobody's following us. Get in there. Let's break ground together on social media platforms. What do you think about that, boys?
That was
like it.
beautiful.
Thank you. Obviously, we're live streaming this. We do that. That goes to YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Usually, we'll see how the whole Facebook thing works out. I'm gonna have to look into that. But if you can't tune in for the live streams, Tone, where can they just listen to us? They want to listen to our beautiful, beautiful voices.
Yes, you can do that pretty much anywhere you get your podcast. Go in and search for Upper Decker Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, tons of other platforms. You can actually now go to upperdeckerpod.com/contact, and you can click on any of our socials and stuff down there, including Spotify. And then if you want to see a full list of the platforms we're available on, you can go to our Anchor page, anchor.fm/upperdeckerpod, and see the full list. But all you got to do is search Upper Decker Pod. And if you're there and you're listening, please leave us a 5-star review if that's an option. If it's not, or 5-star rating rather, and if it's not an option, leave us a review. Tell us how good we're doing, how much you love us. And yeah, we appreciate that. If you would like to support us in other ways, Dan will tell you how to do that.
Specifically monetarily, if you guys want to support us that way, you can sign up to be a monthly contributor. So if you're watching the video, it's on your screen right now, anchor.fm/upperdecker-pod/support. The monthly contribution amounts are 99 cents, $4.99, or $9.99. If you would prefer just to send us a one-time donation, you can also go to paypal.me/upperdeckerpod, and you can send us any amount that you want, and that will come directly to us as well. Either of those options, it all puts money right back into the show. New mics, new equipment, softball tournament, cornhole tournament.
Cornball.
You're talking cornball out here,
We
dude.
just made up. We made up a whole new game right here live on the show. That costs money too. We need support for that. So hook us up so we can get some equipment for it.
All
and we
thanks
can
to
figure
our
out how to do it.
listeners.
You can also head over to
How you doing?
other ways
Dan?
to support us as well. You can head over to upperdeckerpod.com and check out our merch. So obviously,
What kind of merch? What kind of merch? Tell me.
We got t-shirts.
Hats.
We've got 3/4 sleeve shirts. We have hats now.
Do we have thongs?
We are working on thongs.
Flip
We have
flops.
men's shorts. We are also going to get some women's shorts and leggings out as well. And then come fall time, we've got some hoodie designs ready to roll for you guys also. So go check it out. We got some cool shit up there. All of that money goes right back into the show and just makes a better quality for you, you listeners. So we appreciate it.
Cornball.
I want a griddle that I can do like McGriddles on, but it comes out with our logo on the McGriddle.
I'll see what I can do.
Have your people get a hold of my people, Dan.
Okay,
We'll
but
make something
in order to do that, though, we need more money. So
we need the
y'all
people to
give
pay
us
us.
some.
Yeah,
We need the
griddle
people to-
prices are just insane right now.
Honestly,
so.
we're so full of good ideas. We're just so empty on money.
lumber
true.
prices, steel prices, gas
McGriddle
prices, and
prices.
griddle prices.
It's fucking
It's true.
outrageous.
It's
outrageous.
So if anyone listening has a hookup with John Boy Media, tell them to reach out to us. We'll happily be their Midwest flagship station. And
Also,
we can
probably
use
not a
those
bad
proceeds.
idea to get some fucking back scratcher action on the Upper Decker Pod. Fucking,
You got one too?
bro? I've had it for months. I just use it concealingly because it's not a bear claw. It's not as cool.
I don't have one. I need to get an Upper Decker back scratcher.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, did you guys know? You can scratch more than just your fucking back.
Oh yeah.
What? No, that's by
insane. I
definition.
Scratch my
it only
ankles all the
scratches
time.
We're not talking about anything. I hate this fucking show. Oh my god. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate all of you. General consensus. Go over to our social medias, Upper Decker Pod, search it, find it, follow. Go and give us a rating or a review on all of the listening platforms, Google, Apple, Spotify. You can go give us money at anchor.fm/upperdeckerpod or paypal.me/upperdeckerpod. Thank you guys so much. I love you. I had to close my eyes so they didn't distract me, and I can make it through that. I love you guys. See you next week on episode 74 of the Upper Decker Podcast. Tone, God blessed.